All right, so we are diving into this romantic American road trip you were planning.
Okay.
And we have got a whole stack of articles and travel guides from Visit the USA here,
Yeah.
which means you are not messing around. You want the real deal.
Absolutely. And it looks like you are interested in a truly authentic experience. You've got resources on everything from curated road trips to deep dives on specific cities, parks, and even unique experiences.
Mm.
Plus, there's a focus on honeymoon destinations and LGBTQ-friendly options, which gives us a great starting point.
Hmm.
What's fascinating is this gives us so much flexibility to craft a trip that's uniquely you.
Okay, so speaking of unique this visit, the USA Guide has some itineraries that really caught my eye.
Okay.
There's one called Pacific Pride Road Trip that focuses on the West Coast hitting up LGBTQ-friendly hotspots.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's one that sounds so romantic called Small Towns and Country Roads
Mm-hmm.
through Louisiana and Arkansas.
Okay.
Just the name alone makes me want to pack my bags.
Right. And if we think about honeymoon destinations, that Hawaiian island hopping itinerary really stands out.
Okay.
They're calling it 6 Natural Wonders for a reason.
Wow.
Imagine starting your marriage exploring volcanoes and hidden beaches all in one trip.
Yeah.
And we can't forget about the articles on LGBTQ-friendly spots in Puerto Rico. Talk about a vibrant honeymoon.
I'm already picturing those sunsets.
Yeah.
But okay, beyond the itineraries, these lists of cities, towns, and national parks are incredible. There's so much variety.
Yeah.
We've got bustling cities like New York and LA, then charming towns like Galena, Illinois, which the guide says has these amazing romantic inns and vineyards.
Okay.
And then, of course, the national parks bring a whole other level of adventure to the table.
Right.
How do we even begin to narrow this down?
That's the fun part. We need to figure out what kind of romantic experience you're after.
Okay.
What image comes to mind when you think romantic America?
Mm-hmm.
Are we talking epic landscapes and thrilling hikes?
Okay.
Hand-in-hand strolls through charming towns? Or cocktails on a white sand beach?
Right.
This deep dive is all about tailoring this trip to your specific vision of romance.
I love that.
Yeah.
And the best part is the source material goes beyond just locations.
Mm-hmm.
They offer ideas for experiences within those locations.
Okay.
For example, in Galena, they specifically mention a romantic getaway package that includes a stay at a historic inn and a private vineyard tour.
Oh, wow.
How perfect is that?
That's pretty cool. It
Wow.
shows just how much depth we can go into here. We can
Right.
start with a broad theme, like California's offbeat, fresh, and iconic trip, and then zoom in on specific experiences like that vineyard tour, crafting a journey that's truly unique to you.
Exactly. We're not just picking places on a map. We're weaving together a story, your story.
Yeah.
And I think to get started, we should delve a little deeper into those honeymoon destinations you mentioned.
Okay.
Hawaii and Puerto Rico, right?
Right.
Where do we even begin?
Great idea. Let's start with Hawaii.
Yeah.
It's a classic honeymoon destination for a reason. Picture this exploring active volcanoes on one island, then relaxing on pristine beaches on another, maybe even taking a helicopter tour over lush rainforests.
Wow.
The possibilities are endless.
Okay, you had me at helicopter tour.
Yeah.
But seriously, let's talk about these 6 natural wonders. The itinerary mentions what makes them so special, especially for a honeymoon.
Well, you've got Haleakala National Park on Maui.
Okay.
It's this incredible dormant volcano where you can watch the sunrise from above the clouds. Talk about a romantic way to start the day.
Wow.
Then there's Hawaii Volcanoes National Park on the Big Island, where you can witness the raw power of nature with active volcanoes and lava flows.
I can already feel the heat. We've got volcanoes.
Mhm.
What else makes these natural wonders so unique?
Then you've got dramatic coastlines like the Nepali coast on Kauai, known for its towering cliffs, and hidden beaches accessible only by boat or hiking trails.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine having a secluded beach all to yourselves. That's pretty hard to beat for romance.
You're not wrong, but I'm also curious about some of the other honeymoon destinations from that article. 10 great honeymoon destinations in the USA.
Okay.
I'm thinking we should explore a few more options to get a good sense of what's out there.
Absolutely. And remember, it's not just about the place itself, it's about the vibe.
Right.
This article helps us consider different types of romantic experiences like the one they highlight in Savannah, Georgia.
Okay.
Imagine strolling hand in hand through those historic squares surrounded by antebellum architecture and Spanish moss. It's like stepping into a romantic novel.
Ooh, that sounds so dreamy and completely different from Hawaii. What other kinds of vibes can we explore on this list?
Well, if you're drawn to glitz and glamour, the article mentions Las Vegas.
Oh, Vegas.
It's not just about casinos and shows anymore. You can find incredible fine dining, luxurious spas, and even outdoor adventures just outside the city. Imagine watching the sunset over the desert, then hitting the strip for a night of entertainment.
Okay, that's an interesting twist on romance.
Mm.
I'm seeing a whole new side to Vegas now. But before we go too far down that road, what about some of those LGBTQ-friendly options we saw?
hmm
Specifically, the article on Puerto Rico.
Let's do it. Puerto Rico is incredibly welcoming and inclusive to the LGBTQ plus community.
Okay.
The article highlights San Juan, the capital, as a hub with vibrant nightlife and beaches,
Mm-hmm.
but it also mentions these charming towns like Isabela and Cabo Rojo, known for their natural beauty and laid-back atmosphere. Imagine exploring those towns during the day, then heading back to San Juan for a night out.
I'm loving the variety here. So we've got tropical islands covered.
Right.
But what about that Pacific Bride road trip?
Okay.
It sounds like a completely different vibe. Tell me more.
You got it. This road trip focuses on the West Coast, specifically California, Oregon, and Washington.
Okay.
Think dramatic coastlines, redwood forests, and maybe even some wine tasting in Napa Valley. It's all about exploring the beauty of the Pacific Northwest while celebrating LGBTQ plus culture and community. It definitely offers a different pace. Road trips have that unique sense of freedom and adventure, which can be incredibly romantic.
And this particular itinerary highlights destinations known for being LGBTQ friendly, like San Francisco, Portland, and Seattle.
Right.
It even encourages exploring smaller towns along the way, adding a more intimate and local feel to the trip.
I love that it's like a choose your own adventure, but with a romantic twist.
Yeah.
So we've got the West Coast, but you also mentioned something about Louisiana and Arkansas.
Hmm?
That small towns and country roads itinerary piqued my curiosity. What's the romantic appeal there?
It's all about experiencing the heart of America with its soulful music, delicious food, and slower pace of life.
Okay.
Think about driving along those country roads, listening to blues music, and stopping at charming little towns along the way. It's a chance to disconnect from the hustle and bustle and really connect with each other.
That does sound incredibly romantic.
Yeah.
What kind of towns are we talking about? What makes them special?
Well, the itinerary starts in New Orleans, Louisiana,
Okay.
a city known for its vibrant music scene, unique architecture, and amazing food.
Yeah. Think Cajun and Creole cuisine, spicy, flavorful, and perfect for sharing.
Oh, yeah.
From there, you head north through Louisiana, exploring towns like Natchitoches, the oldest settlement in the Louisiana Purchase. It's got this charming historic district and a beautiful riverfront, perfect for a romantic stroll.
Okay, I'm sold on Louisiana. Those wrought iron balconies and the smell of beignets are calling my name. What about Arkansas? What kind of experiences await us there?
The itinerary suggests heading to Hot Springs National Park, which is famous for its thermal springs and historic bathhouses.
Okay.
Imagine soaking in those warm, mineral-rich waters surrounded by nature. It's a perfect way to relax and rejuvenate.
Right.
You could also visit charming towns like Eureka Springs, known for its Victorian architecture and thriving art scene.
So we've got bustling cities, tranquil beaches, adventurous road trips, and charming small towns. It's amazing how much variety we've uncovered just from these initial sources.
It really speaks to the vastness and diversity of America, especially when it comes to romantic experiences. And we haven't even touched on the national parks yet.
That's true.
They offer a whole other level of adventure and romance.
You're right, national parks are a must.
Yeah.
Imagine hiking through towering redwoods, gazing at star-filled skies in the desert, or witnessing the power of a geyser erupting. It's a chance to connect with nature and each other on a deeper level.
Exactly. And the beauty of the national parks is that they offer something for everyone.
Right.
You could choose a park based on its scenery, its activities, or even its accessibility. For example, if you're looking for something easily accessible, you might consider Shenandoah National Park in Virginia,
Okay.
with its stunning Skyline Drive and numerous hiking trails.
Or if you're feeling more adventurous, you could head to Yosemite National Park in California and challenge yourselves with a hike to the top of Half Dome.
Wow.
What an accomplishment to share as a couple.
Absolutely. And don't forget about the incredible wildlife you can encounter in these parks.
Right.
Imagine spotting a grizzly bear in Yellowstone, or a bald eagle soaring overhead in Acadia National Park.
Oh, yeah.
These are the experiences that create lasting memories and strengthen your bond as a couple.
You've given us so much to think about, from romantic cities and beaches to adventurous road trips and awe-inspiring national parks.
Yeah.
The possibilities for a romantic American adventure truly seem endless.
They really are, and that's the exciting part. We can take all these options and tailor a trip that's perfect for you, whether you're looking for relaxation adventure or a little bit of both.
Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground here. We've explored potential honeymoon destinations, delved into some LGBTQ-friendly options, considered the allure of road trips,
Right.
and even touched on the magic of national parks.
Yeah.
It's incredible how much inspiration we can find just by digging into these sources.
It is a testament to the power of research and exploration.
Right.
And remember, this is just the beginning of our deep dive. There's so much more we can uncover as we start to narrow down your preferences and create a truly personalized itinerary. But before we get ahead of ourselves,
Right.
let's take a moment to let all this information sink in. It's a lot to process.
You're absolutely right. Before we move on to actually mapping out a route, I think it's important to really visualize what we've discussed so far.
Exactly. So take a moment to think about everything we've explored. What images or experiences stood out to you the most?
Okay.
What sparked your imagination?
Right.
Those are the details we'll use to start building your perfect romantic American adventure.
Love that. Hold on to those feelings because that's where we'll begin on our next segment.
Okay.
We'll delve deeper into specific locations and experiences,
Right.
considering your interests, budget, and time frame.
And we'll start connecting the dots, creating a roadmap that will take you on a journey filled with love, laughter, and unforgettable memories.
All right, so to recap, we've got a ton of amazing options on the table. We've talked about honeymoons in Hawaii, LGBTQ-friendly adventures in Puerto Rico and along the Pacific Coast, romantic road trips through the American South, and even touched on the magic of national parks. Where do we even begin and narrow this down?
Well, based on our conversation so far, it seems like you're drawn to a mix of natural beauty, cultural experiences, and maybe even a touch of luxury. Am I on the right track?
Absolutely. I want to feel like I'm escaping into a different world, but also experiencing the authentic heart of America. It's all about finding that balance, right?
Exactly. So with that in mind, I think we should focus on a few key destinations that offer that perfect blend of natural beauty culture and a touch of luxury. How does California sound?
California. Oh, I'm just definitely intrigued. Tell me more.
Remember that offbeat, fresh, and iconic itinerary we talked about earlier?
Yeah.
It covers a wide range of experiences from the beaches of Southern California to the redwood forests of the north and everything in between.
Yes, that one definitely caught my attention. California just seems so full of possibilities.
It really is, and it aligns perfectly with your desire for natural beauty, unique cultural experiences, and a touch of luxury.
Right.
Imagine starting your trip in San Francisco,
Okay.
exploring its iconic landmarks, charming neighborhoods, and incredible food scene.
Ooh, San Francisco. I've always wanted to ride a cable car and wander those steep streets. It just seems so romantic.
It's a must-do, and for an extra dose of romance,
Yeah.
imagine taking a sunset cruise on the bay with the city skyline as your backdrop.
Okay, that sounds absolutely magical.
Yeah.
But what of the rest of California? What other experiences should we consider?
Well, from San Francisco, we could head south along the Pacific Coast Highway, one of the most scenic drives in the world.
Okay.
Imagine cruising along rugged cliffs with the ocean waves crashing below and breathtaking views at every turn.
Yeah.
It's a truly unforgettable experience.
I've heard amazing things about that drive.
Yeah.
Is it really as beautiful as everyone says?
Even more so, it's a chance to really slow down, savor the journey, and appreciate the incredible beauty of the California coast. And along the way, we can stop in charming coastal towns like Carmel by the Sea, known for its fairy tale cottages and art galleries, or Big Sur with its dramatic coastline and towering redwoods.
Ooh, Big Sur. I've seen pictures of those redwoods, and they look absolutely majestic. It would be incredible to experience them in person.
Imagine this, you're staying in a cozy cabin nestled among the redwoods, listening to the sound of the ocean waves crashing in the distance. Could it get any more romantic?
Okay, you're really selling me on this California trip. What about the southern part of the state? What kind of experiences can we find there?
Well, we could end our California adventure in Los Angeles, a city that seamlessly blends glamour and laid-back beach vibes.
Okay.
It's a place where you can explore Hollywood history, soak up the sun on Venice Beach, and maybe even spot a celebrity or two.
Los Angeles, it seems like a must-do on any California trip. But if we're talking about California, we have to talk about national parks.
Mm-hmm.
I'd love to experience those breathtaking landscapes firsthand.
Absolutely. And what's great is that we can easily weave national parks into our itinerary. California is home to some of the most iconic parks in the country, like Yosemite National Park and Sequoia and Kings Canyon National Parks.
Oh my gosh, those granite cliffs and waterfalls are legendary. It would be a dream come true to see them in person.
They are truly breathtaking, and there's nothing quite like standing at the base of El Capitan or witnessing the beauty of Yosemite Valley.
Wow.
It's an experience that will leave you feeling humbled and inspired.
And what about Sequoia and Kings Canyon? What makes those parks so special?
Well, Sequoia is home to the largest trees on Earth, the giant sequoias.
Wow.
Imagine standing among these towering giants, feeling dwarfed by their immense size and ancient presence. It's an experience that will put everything into perspective.
Wow, I can't even wrap my head around that I have to see those trees in person. It would be incredible to share that experience with someone special.
You won't be disappointed, and Kings Canyon is known for its dramatic canyons and rugged mountain scenery.
Okay.
Perfect for hiking and exploring. It's a chance to challenge yourselves physically and mentally and emerge even stronger as a couple.
All right, I'm officially adding those parks to our California dream trip.
Right.
But before we move on, you mentioned a touch of luxury earlier.
Yes.
What were you thinking?
Well, since we're already talking about California, how about incorporating some wine country experiences?
Okay.
Imagine spending a few days in Napa Valley,
Yeah.
exploring vineyards, indulging in gourmet meals, and maybe even taking a hot air balloon ride over the vineyards at sunrise.
Ooh, yes.
Hmm.
Wine tasting in Napa Valley, that sounds so romantic.
Yeah.
And a hot air balloon ride. Sign me up.
Napa Valley is world-renowned for its beautiful vineyards, rolling hills, and charming towns.
Mm-hmm.
It's the perfect place to relax, indulge, and savor the finer things in life.
Okay, this California trip is sounding better and better, but I'm curious, since we're already on the West Coast, could we add a stop in Las Vegas?
Las Vegas, absolutely. It's a city that's constantly evolving.
I know.
And it offers a completely different kind of energy and excitement.
But can we really find romance in a city known for casinos and nightlife?
Well, Las Vegas has evolved beyond just casinos and shows. Right.
You can find world-class dining, luxurious spas, and even incredible outdoor adventures just outside the city.
Outdoor adventures in Las Vegas. I'm intrigued. What are we talking about here?
Just a short drive from the Strip, you'll find Red Rock Canyon National Conservation Area.
Okay.
With its stunning red rock formations and hiking trails, it's a world away from the glitz and glamour of the city.
Wow.
And it offers a chance to reconnect with nature and each other.
Wow, that's a side of Las Vegas I never knew existed. So we could spend the day hiking and exploring nature.
Yeah?
Then head back to the city for a night of fine dining and entertainment.
Exactly. It's all about finding that balance and creating a diverse experience. And believe me, Las Vegas has something for everyone.
Okay, I'm starting to see the appeal of Las Vegas, but what about the city itself? What kind of romantic experiences can we find there?
Well, for a truly unforgettable evening, you could catch a Cirque du Soleil show.
Oh, yeah.
Known for their acrobatics, artistry, and stunning visuals, it's a truly magical experience that will leave you breathless. Ooh, Cirque du Soleil. I've always wanted to see one of their shows. What else is on the romantic agenda for Las Vegas?
Well, you could take a gondola ride at the Venetian,
Like,
stroll through the Bellagio Conservatory and Botanical Gardens, or enjoy a romantic dinner with a view of the Eiffel Tower at the Paris, Las Vegas.
oh, wow.
It's all about embracing the over-the-top romantic gestures that Las Vegas is known for.
Okay, you've officially convinced me Las Vegas is definitely making its way onto our itinerary. But now I'm curious, what about the East Coast?
Okay.
We've been focusing on the West so far, but I'm picturing those charming coastal towns, fall foliage, and maybe even a touch of snow.
The East Coast definitely has its own unique charm, especially when it comes to romance. Are you thinking about New England?
Yes, New England in the fall, it just seems so idyllic and romantic.
Exactly, and there's something undeniably romantic about strolling hand in hand through historic streets, bundled up in cozy sweaters with the smell of autumn leaves in the air.
Okay, you're painting a very appealing picture. What specific destinations come to mind when you think of romance in New England?
Well, for a quintessential New England experience, we could visit a charming town like Kennebunkport, Maine.
Oh.
It's known for its picturesque harbor, quaint shops, and delicious lobster dinners.
Kennebunkport, I've heard it's absolutely adorable. What else is there to do and see?
Imagine this. You're strolling along the harbor at sunset, browsing the unique shops, and then enjoying a romantic lobster dinner overlooking the water and with all those colorful trees as a backdrop.
Yeah.
It sounds like the perfect setting for a romantic getaway.
It does. And if we're feeling adventurous, could we go whale watching off the coast?
Absolutely. Whale watching is a popular activity in Kennebunkport, and it's a truly awe-inspiring experience.
Okay, I'm adding Kennebunkport to our list. What other New England gems should we consider?
Well, how about Newport, Rhode Island?
Okay.
It's famous for its Gilded Age mansions, stunning coastal views, and sailing culture. It's a place where you can step back in time and experience a touch of elegance and grandeur.
Port, I've seen pictures of those opulent mansions. It's like stepping into a real-life fairy tale.
It is, and you can tour those mansions, stroll along Cliff Walk for breathtaking ocean views, and enjoy the vibrant nightlife and dining scene.
So we could combine the charm of Kennebunkport with the elegance of Newport. What a perfect blend.
Yeah.
But before we move on from the Northeast, we can't forget about New York City, can we?
New York City, of course, the city that never sleeps. It's definitely a place with a lot of energy,
Right.
but it also has a surprisingly romantic side.
Okay, I'm intrigued. How do you make a bustling city like New York feel romantic?
Well, imagine ice skating at Rockefeller Center during the holidays,
Perfect.
strolling through Central Park hand in hand, or enjoying a Broadway show.
Mm-hmm.
These are classic New York City experiences that are perfect for couples.
You're right, there's something magical about those classic New York City experiences.
Yeah.
But I'm still having trouble picturing it as a romantic getaway.
Well, for a truly unforgettable moment, imagine taking a horse-drawn carriage ride through Central Park, especially during the fall when the leaves are changing colors. It's a scene straight out of a romantic movie.
Okay, that does sound incredibly romantic.
Mm-hmm.
What other hidden romantic gems does New York City hold?
Well, for a unique experience, you could visit the Cloisters Museum and Gardens,
Okay.
a peaceful oasis in northern Manhattan that transports you back to medieval Europe. Imagine exploring those tranquil gardens together, escaping the hustle and bustle of the city.
Wow, that sounds like a hidden treasure.
Eh.
I'm adding it to our list. And of course, no trip to New York City would be complete without a romantic dinner overlooking the city skyline, right?
Absolutely. There's nothing quite like watching the city lights twinkle below as you enjoy a delicious meal with your loved one. It's a magical experience.
Okay, you've officially sold me on the romantic side of New York City. It's amazing how we keep uncovering these different facets of each destination.
That's the beauty of exploration. There's always something new to discover, even in places you think you know well.
Right.
And when you approach travel with a sense of romance and adventure, you're guaranteed to find something special.
So we've got New England charm, Newport elegance, and New York City magic. But before we go too far down the East Coast rabbit hole,
Okay.
what about the Midwest? We've covered both coasts, but what about the heartland of America?
The Midwest is a region that's often overlooked when it comes to romantic getaways,
Yeah.
but it has a lot to offer. There's something special about its wide open spaces, friendly people, and a sense of groundedness that can be incredibly appealing.
I can see that. I'm picturing rolling hills, quaint farms, and maybe even a cozy cabin getaway. It sounds like
Yeah.
the perfect place to escape the noise and reconnect with nature and each other.
Exactly. And there's a certain peacefulness and tranquility that you find in the Midwest that can be incredibly romantic as a chance to slow down and appreciate the simple things and really focus on each other.
Okay, I'm intrigued. Where should we head in the Midwest to find this kind of romance?
Well, how about the Great Lakes region?
Oh,
It offers a unique blend of natural beauty, charming towns, and big city amenities, all without the hustle and bustle of the coasts.
the Great Lakes. I've always been fascinated by their vastness and beauty. What specific destinations would you recommend?
Well, for a romantic getaway, we could visit Traverse City, Michigan.
Okay.
It's known for its wineries, cherry orchards, and stunning views of Lake Michigan.
Traverse City. I've heard it's a foodie paradise. What kind of culinary delights can we expect?
Well, besides the cherries, Traverse City is known for its farm-to-table cuisine, craft breweries, and award-winning wineries.
Wow.
You could spend your days exploring the countryside, sampling local delicacies, and enjoying romantic dinners with lake views.
Okay, that sounds amazing.
Okay.
What else is there to see and do in the Great Lakes region?
Well, we could head north to Mackinac Island, Michigan.
Well,
It's a charming island where cars are prohibited, and the primary mode of transportation is horse-drawn carriages.
Mackinac Island, I've heard it's like stepping back in time. What makes it so special?
Well, besides the lack of cars, Mackinac Island is known for its Victorian architecture fudge shops and stunning views of the Straits of Mackinac.
Yep.
You could explore the island on foot, rent bicycles, or take a romantic carriage ride along the shore.
Okay, you've convinced me Mackinac Island is definitely going on our list. What other Midwest destinations should we explore?
Well, we could head to Door County, Wisconsin. It's a peninsula that juts out into Lake Michigan,
Okay,
and it's known for its picturesque villages, lighthouses, and cherry orchards.
Gore County. I'm picturing charming bed and breakfasts, art galleries, and those iconic red barns. It sounds so peaceful and idyllic.
It is. Door County is a perfect blend of natural beauty, small-town charm, and artistic inspiration.
Mm-hmm.
You could spend your days hiking along the bluffs, exploring the lighthouses, kayaking along the shore, and enjoying cozy evenings by the fireplace.
Okay, I'm officially in love with the Midwest. It's amazing how each region of America offers a unique flavor of romance.
It really is, and that's what makes this deep dive so exciting. We've explored so many different possibilities, and I'm confident we can create an itinerary that captures the essence of your romantic vision.
I'm so grateful for your guidance and expertise. This has been an incredible journey of discovery, but I have to admit I'm feeling a little overwhelmed by all these amazing options. How do we even begin to narrow this down and create a realistic itinerary?
That's a great question, and that's exactly what we'll focus on in our next segment. We'll take all the amazing destinations and experiences we've discussed and start to create a concrete plan. We'll consider your budget time frame and any specific interests you have, and we'll work together to craft a truly personalized itinerary that's perfect for you.
That sounds perfect. I can't wait to see what we come up with.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'm ready to start mapping out this dream trip.
Okay.
We've explored so many incredible destinations: California, Las Vegas, the South, New England, New York City, and even the Midwest.
Right.
I never realized how many romantic possibilities there are in America.
It's been an amazing journey of discovery, but you're right. It's time to start narrowing down our options and creating a concrete plan. Remember those feelings and images that really resonated with you.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the pieces we'll use to build your perfect itinerary.
Okay, so thinking back, those California destinations really sparked my imagination. The Pacific Coast Highway, those charming coastal towns, the redwoods, the vineyards. It just seems so romantic and adventurous.
California definitely checks a lot of boxes. It
Mm.
offers that perfect blend of natural beauty, cultural experiences, and a touch of luxury that you're looking for. Plus, it has a variety of LGBTQ-friendly destinations, which aligns with your interests.
Exactly. So how do we turn those California dreams into a reality? Where do we even begin?
Well, let's start with your time frame. How much time do you have for this trip? A week? 2 weeks?
Ideally, I'd love to have 2 weeks to really explore California. I don't want to feel rushed, and I want to have time to savor each experience.
2 weeks is perfect. That gives us plenty of time to hit all the highlights without feeling overwhelmed. So let's start sketching out a rough itinerary. We could begin with a few days in San Francisco, exploring the city, taking that sunset cruise you mentioned, and maybe even hopping over to Sausalito for lunch with a view.
Oh, I love that idea. Sausalito looks so charming. And then from San Francisco, we could start our road trip down the Pacific Coast Highway.
Exactly. We could spend a few nights in Carmel by the Sea, browsing the art galleries and enjoying the romantic atmosphere. And then we can't miss Big Sur. Imagine spending a couple of nights in a cozy cabin nestled among the redwoods, hiking among those majestic giants, and maybe even taking a scenic drive down to Hearst Castle.
Okay, stop. This is already sounding like a dream come true.
Yeah.
But what about those national parks we talked about, Yosemite and Sequoia and Kings Canyon?
We can definitely work those in from Big Sur. We could head inland towards Yosemite National Park. We could spend a few days there hiking to waterfalls, marveling at the granite cliffs, and maybe even trying some rock climbing.
Oh, wow. Rock climbing in Yosemite, that would be an incredible experience to share. But wouldn't that be physically demanding?
It can be, depending on the route you choose, but there are plenty of options for all skill levels, and we can always find something that's challenging but still enjoyable. And even if you don't climb, just being surrounded by that scenery is an unforgettable experience.
You're right. I'm definitely up for the challenge. What about Sequoia and Kings Canyon? How do we fit those in?
Well, from Yosemite, we could drive south towards Sequoia and Kings Canyon National Parks. We could spend a couple of nights there hiking among the giant sequoias, exploring the canyons, and maybe even taking a dip in a swimming hole.
Okay, I'm officially sold on California. This itinerary is amazing.
Mhm.
But remember, we also talked about adding a stop in Las Vegas. Do you think we can make that work?
We can definitely try. It would require a bit of a detour,
Yeah.
but I think it would be worth it. We could spend a couple of nights in Vegas experiencing the nightlife, catching a Cirque du Soleil show, and maybe even taking a day trip to Red Rock Canyon for a change of pace.
Okay, I'm loving this,
Yeah.
but I'm also conscious of our budget. California and Las Vegas can be pretty expensive, especially if we want to stay in nice places and have those special experiences.
You're right. It's important to be mindful of your budget, but that's the beauty of planning. We can find ways to balance those splurges with more affordable options. For example,
Yeah.
we could stay in cozy cabins or campgrounds in the national parks, which would be both budget-friendly and romantic, and we can always find amazing food and experiences that don't break the bank.
That's a great point. I'm all about finding those hidden gems and making the most of our budget.
Exactly. And remember, romance isn't about how much money you spend. It's about creating those special moments and memories together.
So it sounds like we have a solid plan for California, but I'm also wondering, could we potentially incorporate some other destinations into this trip? Maybe a quick visit to New England or New York City?
It would be a bit of a stretch with only 2 weeks, especially if you want to really immerse yourselves in California. Remember, it's better to focus on a few key destinations and really experience them fully rather than trying to cram too much in.
You're right. I tend to get a little overambitious with my travel plans. It's better to savor each moment and create those lasting memories.
Exactly, and you can always plan another trip to explore those other destinations. The beauty of America is that there's always something new to discover.
This has been such an eye-opening experience. I never realized how much thought and planning goes into creating a truly romantic and meaningful trip.
It's all about finding those destinations and experiences that resonate with you as a couple, and then weaving them together into a cohesive story. And remember, the most important ingredient is the connection you share with your partner.
I couldn't agree more. So what's the next step? How do we take this rough itinerary and turn it into a concrete plan?
Well, now that we have a general idea of your interests and time frame, we can start to research specific accommodations, transportation options, and activities. We can also start to look at flights and create a budget breakdown to make sure everything aligns with your financial goals.
That sounds great. I'm feeling excited and inspired, and I can't wait to start planning the details.
Me too. And remember, this is your journey. Don't be afraid to make adjustments along the way and personalize it to fit your unique vision.
Thanks so much for guiding me through this deep dive. I feel like I have a whole new perspective on romantic travel in America.
It's been a pleasure, and remember, the real adventure begins when you step foot on American soil and start creating those unforgettable memories together.
Until next time, happy travels.